Hello again, it's Rachel, and I want to show you how to put together this cute Missing You card. I do have some sets available with all the pieces to be able to make this card, but this is a card that you could make if you had a dinosaur design, or it could be anything. The dinosaur and heart design are ones that I die cut using my Silhouette Cameo die cutting machine. You could use a stamp, you could use anything. I just thought the little dinosaur was adorable. The sentiment I designed just in Microsoft Word and printed it out on cardstock. It says, "I miss you. It feels like it's been millions of years." This is sort of a request from someone who wanted cards for encouragement and humor in these tough times that we've been dealing with in all of 2020 and moving forward into 2021. Hopefully things will get better, but we definitely are missing our friends, so this would be a fun card to send them. The pieces that are included in the kit are, of course, the dinosaur and the heart, which is separate, the black mat, and the red pattern paper. The card, which is just a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, and the sentiment. I have trimmed my sentiment. The ones that come in the kit are not trimmed, so the sentiment is trimmed to 2 3/4 to 1 1/4 inch, and I did go ahead and already attach some red circle scallops here. I want to show you how I did that. They're just circle punches, a 3/4 inch circle punch, and I just lined them up. I ran a strip of glue along my white sentiment card and just laid them on top to create the cute little red scallop there. So the red dots are included in the kit as well. So as you can see, this card is not glued together, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it together. And so I want to tell you that the cards that are included in the kit, I have pre-scored. I've created a line there so that you can fold them, but I'm not going to fold them for you. I'm going to let you do that part. All right, so I'm going to start by putting the pattern paper down on the card and build from there. I am just using a tape runner that you can get at a craft store, but you could use double stick tape, you could use a glue stick, whatever adhesive you have available to you. So I'm going to make sure I get this centered as evenly as I can on the card. Let's see. Looks like about a 1/4 inch on the right and left side, and just a tad bit more than that on the top and bottom. All right, so next is the black matte piece. That piece is 3 inches by 4 inches. The pattern paper is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 to give that little bit 1/4 inch border around it. There we go. And then the sentiment, as I said, I trimmed down so that it would fit nicely right there, and you'd get a little bit of a border, like I guess an 1/8 of an inch black border around it. You could, if you had foam dots or some foam tape, you could pop this up off the card to give it a little dimension. I'm just going to glue it down. Now, this dinosaur, this T-Rex, he has some delicate little parts. And so in order to put him on the card, I'm going to use Tombow Mono multi-glue. It's got a nice little precision tip, makes it easy to apply glue to tiny little parts, but a glue stick or Elmer's glue would work just as well for adhering him to the card. So don't fret if you don't have the fancy tools at home to be able to apply glue. Anything you can do will work and can create a card just as cute as this one. So there we go. All right, so he doesn't fit nicely and neatly in the 3x4 inch black square, but I'm actually going to let him kind of go off the edges a little, because it creates a little bit of visual interest to have some overlap of those borders. Now, I don't want to push him down yet, because I do want to put this little heart underneath his hand. Now, this heart is the same red paper that I used for the dots. You could definitely add some glitter to it, or some draw some designs on it. It doesn't have to be so plain and simple, but I'm going to leave mine plain. Let's put it right underneath his hand before we push him down. All right, there we go. Give him a tap all over, hold that heart down. All right, that's basically a finished card. Like I said, you could add some extra embellishment if you wanted to. I might put some stitch marks around the edges of the card here. It's just a thing that I learned to do. In fact, the stitches and the scallops created with the circle punches are both techniques that I learned when I first got into card making, watching videos by card designer Christina Werner. If you haven't watched her videos, I highly recommend you go look up Christina Werner. She is a graphic designer. She has worked for several companies in the paper crafting industry, but she started out just making cards for fun for herself. And I learned a lot of the techniques that I use all the time by watching her videos. And she's been making cards for years and years now. She is friends with several other card makers that I also like, and like to watch their videos and see the creations that they make. Jennifer McGuire was one of the contributors to Creative Keepsakes scrapbooking magazine, and Kathy Zilski was also a scrapbooker, but they both have really become talented card makers and are big in that industry. So I highly recommend watching their videos if you're interested in learning more advanced techniques than I can offer you. They are definitely much more talented, but I don't think they enjoy it any more than I do. I absolutely love making cards, and I hope that you have learned a technique or two, and that you will consider purchasing this card kit. And if not, this is definitely a card design that you could recreate with the materials that you have at home. Thanks for watching.